unsure about it. You have mixed feelings.
It's a map. It's a map. I feel like when it was shown off originally in the trailer so long ago, I was like, oh my god, it looks great. And then we got it and it was like, oh. And then the record happened and I'm like, oh. And it was like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, it's not the Reef good, but it's also not S3 Bluefin bad. It's like right in the middle for me. And Zones is also a good, interesting double zones map. Makes it so you can't reef slide or cheese as often. Allows for different forms of play. I mean, it is zones only too. So we'll see what happens. What about you?
I mean, that is completely fair. I honestly don't mind it at all. I'm one of those players that just tolerates every map mode because, I feel like if you tolerate almost every single map mode in the game, you pretty much just um, you can eventually become good with them, if that makes sense. So I pretty
Yeah,
much
no, I
don't.
get it.
Yeah, I don't really care too much about any map mode specifically. Not even Splatoon Umami. I just do it, keep on splatting, and just have a good time, because I love the
Mm.
game, and I'm sure everyone can agree with that. We love the game.
Actually, I hate the game. This game is causing
Oh,
me so much stress lately.
oh, okay. Dang.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's,
I was like, how do I say this in like a proper tone? But
I'm
anyways,
finding it.
I think we're getting game number 1 here started here, folks. Let's see what both these team comps have.
Oh, a range blaster. Okay, range blaster. Oh, a
Ooh.
ballpoint? Hello, in 2025? Ballpoint? It's a new bow one too. Wait, what
Yeah,
are they cooking?
I see. Yeah, I'm noticing like a lot of different weapons that we don't normally see in today's meta. Yeah, this is definitely going to be quite an exciting match.
Also, I just want to point out, it is what is that? I don't know what type of carbon it is, but that's the chump one, and I'm instantly really excited. Also, Entry, hello? I think it might just be the map, but we see 3v3 already on the board, 30 seconds in, specials being popped, vacuum coming out. It seems like so-called free inkers is trying to make an advantage here. They might be able to get the zone cap, and they do, pushing Shadow Wizard Renegade back into the trenches.
Yeah, right now we see the Splatana player having their Booyah Bomb ready. We see the Wavebreaker coming out from the side of the Range Blaster. But unfortunately, though, it is not able to enable the Range Blaster to go in, not without its teammates. We see the Booyah Bomb finally coming out from the Sword, and this does enable the teammates to push up. Chump's coming out from the Carbon Roller here, and yeah, so far, the so-called free inkers are doing a pretty solid job just taking control in offense.
You see the carbon getting behind the pen, meaning no more cooler for Shadow Wizard Renegade. They are able to get 2 down, trying to neutralize this zone. Already 24 to 100, but another, I think that was a Tri-Slosher kill on the right side. Nice direct from Comet here as they try to fight for this zone. They just need to hit the other one, but you need to watch out from behind from the carbon, getting 2, going down to bomb, giving a 2v2 situation here as so-called free inkers regain control of the zone.
Yeah, despite the carbon going down, they were able to get 2 massive picks there, allowing the free inkers to just go in. But we do see the Shadow Wizard gang trying to push in from their right side. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough as they kind of got themselves a little bit out of position there, enabling the members of Free Inkers to just go in and have control of the zones in top mid and getting themselves the knockout in round 1.
And it's just that simple with zones. If you get one good hold, you're just able to run that counter down. And I don't think so-called free inkers had ever gotten a penalty, if I'm not mistaken. They were just able to send Shadow Wizard Money Gang into sort of a stagger of sorts. I felt like they were never always alive at one time, and that really just hurt their re-entry into zone. So props to so-called free inkers there. Now we're going to a map that is only hold. Like, if you don't hold, you don't win. And it's so hard to retake with ship shape because there's only so many areas you can go. I always personally say, go left, then focus right. Because if you just drop right, you're already fighting at disadvantage. So I want, but this is also a reef slider map. Will we see a reef slider here? But we already saw a double fizzy from so-called free inkers with the tri-slosher and the carbon. Will we see a third fizzy from the vanilla ballpoint? That's what I want. I want to see that.
What about a quad fizzy comp?
Ooh.
What do you think of that?
Wait, what was the last weapon? I forgot.
I honestly forgot.
Oh.
Listen,
um.
it's been a long day for me.
mm,
I tend to forget things, if it's been a long day for me. So
No, that's fine. I mean, honestly, literally any fizzy weapon could be of worth. I don't know what it is, but let's see if our wishes will be answered. Splat zones, ship shape, cargo company. Okay, okay. Custom range blaster this
ooh.
time.
Yeah, and I also see the
And
52
one
gal
fizzy.
coming from the Shadow Wizard. Is it Shadow Wizard Money Gang? It's I couldn't even tell.
I think it is. I think it is.
Okay. But yeah, I do see that the Zinc Mini just popped out from the side of the Free Inkers.
Yeah, very dominant showing here early on. As we see a little team fight on the top side. Nice teamwork from the Carbon and the Stamper here. The Range Blaster trying to drop from left isn't quite able to. It goes in with a Kraken.
What a Kraken
Instability
just
special
there.
these days.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I was immediately thrown off right there. But right now we do see Shadow Wizard Money Gang able to take out a couple of the members from the side of Free Inkers, and now they're finally able to get control here. And I think with this new comp, I think it's really working out for them.
Well, yeah, they are. I think their aggression is on point. They're able to slow down the other team, which is tries to play even more aggressive. We see Sim here trying to poke from the top right, isn't quite able to find anything. They do have that two specials at the ready, but we'll see if this Zipcaster will be able to do anything. Sim's going up, going in with a Zip. They are able to neutralize zone. The lead swap was now in favor for Shadow Wizard Running Game. Nice
Whoa!
pick from the Zip. The two go down, and they are not able to hold the zone.
Despite like having really solid teamwork, they just weren't able to get the zones here. But looks like on the side of Shadow Wizard Money Gang, we see the Wiper trying to paint up the zone here, but unfortunately gets taken out along with Pencil here. But we do see the Kraken coming out, able to take out not one but two members. Even though like the Kraken it wasn't the Kraken, it was the Range Blaster throwing its bomb at the Stamper there. And just like that, Shadow Wizard Money Gang was able to is able to get a knockout in round 2, and we're heading straight to round 3.
What just happened? Well, that was not the same Shadow Wizard Money Gang from the first game. They kind of just did what so-called free inkers did to them, but faster. I don't know what, like, not much changed, I don't think, besides the lack of fizzies. Maybe that's it. Go back to playing fizzy
Yeah,
bombs.
that probably is it. I agree with you 100%.
I mean, there was no
um,
reef slider. There was like it was a similar map-ish structure. You get one hole, you lock out. There's only so many ways to re-enter. But maybe it was the fact that it was a single zone and less attention to be split. I don't know, but Shadow Wizard Money Gang, they figured it out before I could, and they took advantage of it.
yeah, that might be it. And yeah, I think like after what happened in the first game, I think they just like immediately forgot about what they had to what they just did. Um and just went ahead and reset themselves, and sure enough, they were able to just lock in for in the second round, and just not letting any of the members of Free Inkers from taking control there.
Okay, it's Mahi Mahi. This is the zone, one of the zones maps. And this is pretty fair game. Lots of ways to re-enter. We see a Forge Pro coming out. Okay, and we see no more fizzies. They got rid of all the fizzy bombs. So now they have full aggro. Let's get into it. Okay, let's see what happens.
So far, we do see things are just looking pretty neutral between both these teams. I guess like what they are trying to do is just trying to get one pick, and if they do get the pick, that'll enable them to get enough control here. We do see the Carbon player going down on the side of Free Inkers. But now the Stamper goes down, and now we see with Shadow Wizard Money Gang trying to push up here. They are throwing all of their resources at them, able to get a trade, one of them at least. And we see one of the players try to jump out, but unfortunately gets taken out by I believe the Kraken. And we see the sword just blinking.
What is the sword doing? Okay, but we're about to reach 60 points. The map is actually going to become playable. The sword goes down. It seems that so-called Free Inkers is trying to recap zone. They have the Zuka at the ready, but they get shot out by the range. And it is just the Stanford left in zone, but they are able to cap it. And now that penalty is reset for Shadow Wizard Money Gang as so-called Free Inkers make their push. Then gets another pick, sending Shadow Wizard into a stagger. This is the part of the game where you need to establish paint and you gotta get that hole.
Yeah, and right now we do see the Blaster able to take out the Splatana, as well as the Carbon player, enabling now using the Kraken, trying to go for one more pick and trying to survive here. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get anybody there, but this did enable their teammates to take out the Zinc Mini, who is trying to survive with the Bubbler.
Ooh, the Carbon Sharking here. If the range shoots at the sledge, it's game over, but they're seeming to just look for an opening. One goes down to Stanford, and here goes the Carbon. Carbon's on the move. Carbon's on the move. They're trying to, but they get found out, and the lead swaps back to Shadow Wizard Money Gang. So-called Free Inkers needs to find some footing here. They need the specials. The time is ticking out, but Shadow Wizard has this hold. They have the power. What needs to happen to finish this game out? As we see Kami here poking the sledge, just throwing bombs. That's what they need to do. But here comes the push.
Yeah, we see their specials trying to be used out there. Bubbler, Zuka, just coming out. Will those resources be able to retake the zone? One player goes down, and they are able to retake it. What an incredible clutch save there from the side of Free Inkers.
All right, now this is a neutral thing. We got half the game gone. Kraken coming out, trying to put some pressure onto the Stanford. They do jump out. Booyah Bomb comes out as well. Shadow Wizard is in the control of the map right now. They have 10 points remaining. Great. Penalty is counting down. Cooler comes out. Carbon trying to make a move here in mid. Isn't quite able to find anything. Gets punished for it. The bubble is coming out. It is the fight for mid as two go down as so-called Free Inkers, giving Shadow Wizard Money Gang more control.
Yeah. It looks like what we're seeing right now here, folks, is probably something that we've already seen before here on the side of Free Inkers. Them trying to paint up for many resources that they possibly could, but the Zinc Mini was taken down by, I believe, the range. We see all the specials being used, but unfortunately, though, they did get taken out. And Shadow Wizard Money Gang was able to get the knockout in round number 3 and is able to win the first round of this set.
Okay, that first game for Shadow Wizard Money Gang, they were sleeping. They were sleeping like I was 10 minutes ago. That's what they were doing. They woke up now. They're awake. They showed it. They brought it. Gave us a set. We got to game 3, and they finished it up. They're like, oh, you want the first game? You can have it. We're going to finish it the rest. But, oh my god. I totally blanked on the word penalty, by the way. That's why I just stopped talking.
No,
I just could not think of it. But Shadow Wizard Money Gang just was able to exploit the flaws that they found from the first and second game and just really bring it to their advantage game 3. And I feel like their comp just allowed for better use of the terrain rather than so-called Free Inkers. So-called Free Inkers were able to get back into the zone and put up a fight and get the retakes when they needed it.
Yeah. And also, I thought we were going to see a quad of Fizzy comp. I really wanted to see it.
They don't listen
Not
to us.
not to bring that back, not to bring that back to the table, but come on. It would have been nice to see some quad Fizzy action going on. But regardless though, really fantastic job coming from both of these teams. I think so-called Free Inkers definitely had their fumbles, like during during the last two games, but I think this will hopefully let them be able to learn from their mistakes and yeah, hopefully they'll figure something out in the next set. Um, but yeah, um, we will go ahead and wait in just a moment here, folks, as we get round number two or set number two going on in just a moment.